Happy Independence, Nigeria. It's been a journey of peace and unity since 1960. Thank you so much for joining us on Nationwide today. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Now let's begin with the presidency. President Muhammadu Buhari says time has come for all Nigerians to bury their differences and work assiduously towards achieving a united, prosperous and purposeful nation. He's optimistic that in the face of the 21st century opportunities and challenges, Nigeria will emerge stronger and more resilient than ever. The president, in a nationwide broadcast marking the nation's 59th independence anniversary, also made a case for combating corruption at every turn. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
Fellow Nigerians, let me reiterate my call for unity across our dear nation.
President Muhammadu Buhari is convinced that if Nigerians had been united in purpose, greater achievements would have been recorded by his administration in securing the country, enhancing the economy and fighting corruption.
The path of hatred and distress only leads to hostility and destruction. I believe that the vast majority of Nigerians would rather tread the path of peace and prosperity as we continue to uphold and cherish our unity.
The federal government, he emphasized, is committed to not only responsibly managing the nation's oil endowments and prudently saving oil income, but also investing more in the non-oil job-creating sectors.
We will also continue our fight against illegal bunkering of crude oil and the smuggling of refined petroleum products across our borders, including the diligent prosecution and conviction of offenders found guilty of these acts.
The Ogoni cleanup, the president promised, will be accelerated, so also efforts at improving the power sector towards complementing other infrastructure investment projects like the Mambila Hydro Power Plant, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the Second Niger Bridge, as well as Abuja-Kano Expressway. To this end, the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning has been directed to release 600 billion naira for capital expenditure in the next 3 weeks. On agricultural development, President Buhari said Nigeria's journey to food security and self-sufficiency is well underway.
We have made remarkable progress in almost all segments of the agriculture value chain. We must not go back to the days of importing food and thereby exporting jobs.
The president also gives reasons for the recent constitution of the Economic Advisory Council, saying this is to ensure that Nigeria remains on track as it strives for collective prosperity. Consequently, revenue generating and reporting agencies will henceforth be greatly scrutinized, exceptional revenue performance rewarded, while severe consequences will attend failure to achieve agreed revenue targets.
We are also committed to ensure that the inconvenience associated with any painful policy adjustments is moderated, such that the poor and the vulnerable who are most at risk do not bear the brunt. We shall continue to invest in education, health, water and sanitation, as well as food security, to ensure that the basic needs of our teeming youth are met, while providing them with every opportunity to live peaceful, prosperous, and productive lives.
The Nigerian leader, who takes pride in the billions of naira saved through the various institutional reforms, reaffirmed the government's commitment towards ensuring that transparency and good governance are institutionalized in public service.
The blight of corruption is fighting back. Nevertheless, this is a battle that we shall see through, and this is a war which we shall win by the grace of God. I will also call upon all Nigerians from every walk of life to combat corruption at every turn. Together, we can overcome corruption and will no longer be a country defined by corruption.
President Buhari called on states to intensify their own efforts towards instilling greater fiscal transparency and accountability through efficient and optimum use of scarce resources. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Still on the celebration, part of activities marking Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary was a presidential change of guard held at the presidential villa, Abuja, amid scintillating military drill exhibition. The arrival of President Muhammadu Buhari and his entourage signaled the commencement, a celebration of an indivisible Nigeria. The event featured breathtaking drills from men and women of Nigeria's armed forces to the admiration of the commander-in-chief, past and present leaders. Then the 21-gun salutes that led to the signing of the Independence Register by Mr. President. The release of pigeons signals peace, unity and freedom of Nigeria at 59. The climax of the celebration is the cutting of the anniversary cake amidst fanfare. Meanwhile, President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, has extended his warm regard to the people of Nigeria and President Muhammadu Buhari as the nation celebrates its 59th independence anniversary. In a statement signed by the American Embassy, President Trump described Nigeria as America's strongest partner in Africa. He said Nigeria and the U.S. share common goals on expanding trade and growing economic relations, as well as partnership in the fight against terrorism. President Trump applauded efforts of the Buhari administration in kicking out Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa. To other matters now, President Muhammadu Buhari will be departing Abuja tomorrow on a 3-day state visit to the Republic of South Africa, following an invitation by President Cyril Ramaphosa to discuss welfare of Nigerians and find common grounds in building harmonious relations with their hosts. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says the visit comes against the background of recent xenophobic attacks, the evacuation of hundreds of Nigerians, and the exchange of visits by special envoys of President Buhari and Ramaphosa. While in South Africa, President Buhari will hold a town hall meeting with Nigerians living in the country with a view to sharing their experiences and reassuring them of Nigerian government's commitment to working for the protection of their lives and property and promoting peaceful coexistence. The President and his host will preside over the South Africa-Niger Binational Commission, during which a progress report will be presented. At the end of the meeting, both leaders will sign a joint communique. The President and his delegation, including Nigerian business representatives, will also participate at the South Africa-Niger Business Forum with their host counterparts. President Muhammadu Buhari will return to Abuja on Friday. You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Time now to join Michael Olaleye in Lagos for more reports. Hello, Michael. Happy Independence Day.
Hello, Elizabeth. Happy Independence. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has identified patriotism and selfless service as the two qualities that can truly reflect the essence of the country's independence. The governor made this known during the Independence Day parade held in Lagos. Nusa Usula reports.
Governor Sanwo-Olu urged Nigerians to rededicate themselves to the service of the nation as exemplified by her founding fathers.
We remain committed to achieving our collective aspiration as a nation and as a people. As leaders in position of authority, we are committed to achieving the greatest good for the greatest number and ensuring that we all do all we can to improve and impact the life of our people through our developmental programs.
The governor also called on Nigerians to support the ongoing efforts by President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to rebuild the nation, adding that such efforts should not be left to the government alone.
Our vision, therefore, as a government and an overall objective of our team's developmental agenda is to ensure that we usher in unprecedented development in all the sectors of our economy, including a fully integrated, multimodal transportation system, quality education for all school-age children, affordable housing option for all our citizens.
The governor expressed optimism that the Buhari administration will succeed in its quest to reduce poverty, fight corruption, change the economic fortunes, and stem the tide of insecurity in the country. In Lagos, Nusa, Osula, NTA News.
Today, Nigerians rolled out the drums to celebrate 59th independence anniversary of the nation. Tunde Saiki in this report takes a look at the Nigerian journey so far.
On Saturday, 1st of October 1960, Nigeria became an independent nation. This followed a journey of more than 15 years of request and preparations.
That God would teach us in Nigeria to know the true meaning of brotherhood in the spirit of justice, in the spirit of equity, and the spirit of love.
It will be recalled that the constitutional development towards self-governance through the actions of the nation's founding fathers proved their readiness and capabilities of managing the affairs of the nation.
Our founding fathers from the north, from the south, from the east, and from the west, there were visions that we could share. There are visions that we keyed into. There were visions that inspired all of us.
They opted for federalism, and we were told then that this will be a system that will allow each state, each region to develop at its own pace.
Just few years into nationhood, the country fell into the arms of the military rulership, which lasted for a period of 6 years, culminating into a civil war. Yet the political class, despite this interregnum, maintained their zeal to ensure that Nigeria remains united.
I would love Nigeria, the Nigerians, to be proud to be Nigerians, not to be proud to be Igbo man or Yoruba man or TV. We banish that one. We confine ethnicity to cultural space.
Past notwithstanding, Nigeria has enjoyed a steady democratic governance since 1999 and has been able to make headways and stay as one big entity. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
The Nigeria Employers Consultative Association NECA network of entrepreneurial women is calling on women to participate in politics as a way of profitably influencing their business initiative. This is coming ahead of the 2019 summit of the association expected to be held in Lagos. This gathering is in line with the new strategic thrust of the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association network of entrepreneurial women to expand the spectrum of opportunities available for small and medium-scale enterprises. The association believes women hold the key to economic prosperity in Africa, which underscores the need to nurture and tailor these marketable ideas to deliver gains. NECA network of entrepreneurial women is however planning to hold a summit in this direction with focus on issues that will enable women-owned businesses to thrive.
It's no longer making money to survive. It's now making money to hand over to the next generation so that they will continue to be relevant within the economy of the nation.
This is the 5th year the summit will be held with the theme, Power Up, No Limitation.
We want women to know that there is no peak, there is no height they cannot attain business-wise. That whatever they can envision, they will be able to achieve it. And we want to give them the tools, the mentoring, and the leeway to get there.
The NECA network of entrepreneurial women is expanding its horizon towards opening up channels of business initiative for women. That's a contribution from Lagos. Nationwide continues after the break. Do stay with us.
The 59th Independence Planning Committee wishes to inform all invited guests to the 2019 anniversary dinner and gala night to be held at the Conference Center of the State House on Tuesday, 1st October 2019 at 6 p.m. that they are to park their vehicles at the Eagle Square, where buses have been provided to convey them to the State House. Members of the diplomatic corps will, however, be allowed to drive in their vehicles to the venue of the dinner. Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman Planning Committee, announcer.
Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary, gains, challenges and projections for the future. That is the focus this week on NTA Tuesday Live. The program, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. promises to be incisive and informative. Don't miss it.
The new edition of TV Guide is out, exclusively taking a look at the traditional television and new media. Are they comparable or complementary? Media industry players give perspective on the trends, progress, challenges, and the way forward. Find out on this compelling edition of TV Guide. Expository interviews with stars of the team within our space. Becky Madojemo of NTA, Utibe Umore of AIT, Nifemi Oguntai of TVC, and a host of others. TV Guide, your indispensable companion. Also feature Ya Modina.
I'm the CEO, managing director of Ya Modina Sister Restaurant. I choose to serve. Shut up your mouth. Let me finish.
A TV drama series on NTA. Let's get to meet the characters behind Ya Modina. This edition also presents exciting features on tourism, culture, entertainment, sports, health, and lots more. Grab a copy at the vendors near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
The NTA ETV Annual Expo is here again. This time, it's the 13th edition with the theme Promoting Unity and Innovations in Youths as Agents of Change through Science and Arts. It promises to be captivating as youths across the nation showcase their unique skills and innovations in science and arts, make new friends, and showcase their rich cultural heritage. Join us at the NTA Headquarters Arena, Area 11, Garki, Abuja from Sunday 20th October to Thursday 24th October 2019. For more information, participation, and sponsorship, please call these numbers. NTA ETV, promoting learning.
Glad to know you're still there. Now let's talk agriculture. A country that cannot feed itself cannot have self-pride is a popular saying by agriculturists, insisting that the political and economic sovereignty of a nation relies on its ability to feed itself. How has Nigeria been enjoying this independence in the last 59 years? Agriculture correspondent Musa Babalu takes a look at the country's food production, supply history, prospects, and the challenges.
Many Nigerians are of the view that it will be impossible for Nigeria to revert our agricultural program to the way it was in the 60s and 70s. During the said period, the country was only exporting raw agricultural produce and in return importing processed food items. Road networks and research institutions were established to enhance production to meet international demands. Commodity marketing boards were also set up to coordinate the marketing of cash crops such as cocoa, cotton, groundnut, timber, and rubber.
These were the things that helped the then three regions to build strong economies that sustained their regions while they paid tribute to the national government.
From the time once there was sectoral allocation of credit, where industry were being allocated direct by the government to direct the commercial bank, you have helped to invest 25% of your total deposit to agriculture, maybe 5% or 15% to manufacturing, and so on and so on.
This only lasted for only 2 decades due to the collapse of the agricultural programs occasioned by the discovery of oil, as well as change of governments. Since then, the country became food dependent.
We reached a situation, you might say, we are not even able to feed ourselves. What we're exporting, as I've said earlier, we've started importing it.
Time of year, we were talking of green revolution. Then General Obasanjo came up with Operation Feed the Nation. We should now be thinking of a strategic crop.
We shall make greater investments in our rural economies.
The coming on board of Muhammadu Buhari as Nigeria's president is changing the trend, putting in place various agricultural programs. This also includes the restriction of importation of food that can be produced locally, as well as providing financial and technical support to smallholder farmers.
We shall aggressively source locally our raw materials. We have incentives for investments specifically made in rural communities.
And we can see what the Great Revolution of the government is doing, creating facilities, creating an enabling environment, creating having to build about 14 revive 14 moribund fertilizer companies across the country. Anchor Borrower scheme has got more than 300 billion.
Focus of the administration is not only to enhance primary production of food items, but also process and add value before export. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Away from agriculture, the United Nations held a climate change summit in New York to trade progress the world is making towards tackling the climate crisis. United Nations Secretary General had warned countries to turn up only if they had concrete action plans. Aisha Bello Mustafa highlights Nigeria's submission to the summit.
When world leaders signed the Paris Agreement on climate change 3 years ago, they pledged to stop temperatures rising by less than 2 degrees Celsius and to work to keep the increase as close as possible to 1.5 degrees Celsius. These targets were the barest minimum to avoid the worst impact of climate change.
The mountain in front of us is very high, but it is not unsurmountable. We know how to scale it. Put simply, we need to put the brake on deadly greenhouse gas emissions and drive climate action.
The United Nations Secretary General says what the world needs is urgency, political will, and ambition. This is exactly what Nigeria presented at the one-day Climate Action Summit at the 74th General Assembly. President Buhari announced a more robust plan of action towards confronting climate change.
We will take concrete steps to harness climate innovative ideas by including youth in decision-making processes as part of our overall climate governance architecture.
Nigeria renewed its commitment to its obligations under the Paris Agreement and the nationally determined contributions.
I want to announce that the government of Nigeria will develop a more robust sectorial action plan and expand the scope of our sovereign green bonds in line with our intended upward review of Nigeria's NDCs towards the inclusion of the water and waste section by 2020.
Nigeria is also embarking on a multi-sectoral approach to tackle climate change.
We are going to use the youth. Already, Mr. President has approved the establishment of 6 geopolitical hubs, we call them youth hubs, that will be involved in environmental.
And in line with the United Nations Secretary General's call to shift away from fossil fuels, Nigeria has already keyed into that.
Nigeria is presently diversifying its energy sources from dependence on gas-powered system to hydro, solar, wind, biomass, and nuclear sources. Specifically, Nigeria is progressively working to realize 30% energy efficiency and renewable energy mix by 2030.
The federal government is currently powering 7 federal universities with solar power.
Using the power of nature is believed to be one of the most cost-effective and immediate way to address the climate crisis.
We will mobilize Nigerian youth towards planting 25 million trees to enhance Nigeria's carbon sink.
The need for partnership to tackle the depleting Lake Chad was also highlighted.
We will continue to lead in efforts to have solid partnership for the ecological restoration and recharge of the Lake Chad. We are confident that this would improve the living conditions of diverse nationals living in the area.
The United Nations Climate Action Summit saw the launch of several initiatives designed to boost nature-based solutions in tackling global warming. Aisha Bello Mustafa, NTA News.
And stakeholders in Nasarawa State say Nigeria's survival as a united entity should continue in tandem with the dream of founding fathers as the nation takes stock of progress at the age of 59. Hamza Musa Markafe reports.
At 59, stakeholders say it is a journey of checkered history with milestones, prospects and challenges. They said Nigerians should continue on the path of unity and harmonious coexistence as greatest pillar of survival as a nation.
So if you take all these as elements to measure progress of a country, it is dishonest, it is unpatriotic. No progress. There had been progress. We have had our challenges, political, economic, and otherwise. However, with the coming of this administration and with the vision of Mr. President, after the first 4 years, one can clearly see that Nigeria is on a path to attaining excellence.
Since democracy is being revived, that is giving us that confidence.
On the economic and political fronts, Nigeria and its leaders, the stakeholders say, should remain focused and never compromise those ideals on the road to prosperity and well-being of the people. From Lafia, Hamza Musa Makalpi, NTA News.
To other matters now, the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Temperate Silva, has inaugurated the NNPC Belema Oil Shell Joint Venture Portable Water Community Project in Kola Kingdom of Akuku Turo local government area of Rivers State, one of the host communities of OML 25. Leader Samson has details.
Water, it is often said, is life. Ironically, though surrounded by water, the host communities of OML 25 have for decades lacked portable water. The narrative is changed, and Helena Asawari, the present Miss Kola, recalls with nostalgia how difficult it was to get portable water.
It's more like hell because then we drink dirty water. We call it Coke and Fanta water. We have black water and we have yellow water. That's what we call it. So for this new water now, it's heaven. It's impressive, very, very impressive.
She's not alone.
I wish I can show you the nature of the kind of drinking water we used to have before now. Before the advent of this fantastic water project, we used to drink straight from the stream, where you see reptiles and all manner of things in the water.
Now you'll understand why they say the water project is a critical intervention.
We thank God for this day like this, that we, the Kola Kingdom, will experience such thing. We thank the president of this country, President Muhammad Buhari, for the support he gave to the community.
You are not alone. That the federal government is with you, and we know that we will support you every step of the way.
What we have done is to engage the community and its leadership to push there will be more community engagement.
The stakeholders visit also witnessed the foundation for the construction of Kola Primary and Secondary School, Kola Medical Center and Kola Training Center for women and young people. The minister also performed the groundbreaking ceremony for President Muhammadu Buhari 85-kilometer Kola Degema Port Harcourt Expressway that will connect Idama and Kola to the rest of Rivers State. It is in the light of this development that Queen Helena Asawari and the youth say they are optimistic that the story of the Niger Delta is turning around for good.
From Kola, Akukutoro local government area of Rivers State, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Thank you, Lydia. Nigeria's economic gains after independence. These and other reports with Dibabari Sedoma in our Port Harcourt studio. Hello, Dibabari.
Good evening, Elizabeth, and happy independence. Welcome to Port Harcourt. There is a common saying that the elephant is not burdened by the weight of his thoughts. Same goes for Nigeria being the giant of Africa. As the nation marks her 59th independence anniversary, this report is a vivid reminder of the country's pre-colonial past as Chiazalam Ekie reflects on some sterling achievements of the Muhammadu Buhari's administration.
Pre-independence Nigeria has a history of total dependence on the metropolitan nations as their investors generated wealth in Nigeria which were repatriated to their homelands. After the country gained independence in 1960, the challenges would entail a shift from the status quo to developing a robust political and socio-economic plans for nation building.
The much we get from crude oil is about 30-40 billion. In line with capitalism, can, on the basis of just food alone, produce exports more than 3-4 times what Nigeria is getting from crude oil.
While successive governments have done their bits at different times, the Muhammadu Buhari administration, which took effect in 2015, is said to have made some giant strides to place the economy on the path of growth and development. It took a hard stand on plugging leakages and fighting corruption across board, which delisted Nigeria from the list of the world's most corrupt countries. It is worthy of note that in 2018, the country improved in infrastructure, health, business dynamism, and lowest inflation rate since 2016, and also made the world's top 20 improvers in doing business.
At least we are not where we were before. That means we're actually making progress.
Economic-wise, initially it was down, but now it's coming up.
Given its vast oil wealth, which points to a powerhouse on the African continent, there was the establishment of a combined maritime policing aimed at curbing crude oil theft and piracy, which an expert says has helped in stabilizing the domestic market.
Today, you can fish 24 hours, you won't catch one fish in a river. The river is dead thanks to oil pollution. What are you going to do in the Niger Delta? Modern fishery, complete resource controlled, so that Nigerians will be compelled to work.
With the abundant human and natural resources, society watchers are optimistic of a future of great possibilities. Chiazalam Ekie, NTA News.
Rivers State government has fully acquired Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria SPDC 45% interest in oil mining lease OML 11 situated in Ejama Ebubu community in Eleme local government area and the adjoining Ogoni and other communities of Rivers State. Governor Wike made this known in Port Harcourt.
Major oil spill from SPDC Trans-Niger high-pressure crude oil pipeline at Ejama community that affected arable agricultural land, fishing swamps and rivers which got devastated. SPDC admitted is traceable from their pipeline. Failure to depollute the areas gave rise to the lawsuit in 1991 against SPDC and its parent companies in Netherlands and Shell United Kingdom, which was won by the Ejama community at the Supreme Court, a situation which led to the shutdown of production activities in OML 11 for nearly 30 years.
That rather than stand by and watch other persons or group purchase SPDC 45% interest in that OML 11 and further exacerbate the poverty of the people of the state, a responsible and responsive state government should weigh in and bid for the purchase of SPDC interest already set down for auction.
Governor Wike said the acquisition of the OML 11 by the state government is a profound economic investment with enduring impact on peace, security, development, and prosperity for the oil-bearing communities of OML 11 and the states. In Port Harcourt, Ogedi Nyekweru, NTA News.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has tasked civil servants in the state to reciprocate the gesture of government by being productive in their various ministries and parastatals. Ogedi reports that the governor was speaking while inaugurating the new civil servants' quarters built by his administration.
The new civil servants' quarters, situated at number 5 Amasoma Street, Amade Flat Old Government Residential Area, Port Harcourt, makes it 3 in the series since the inception of the present administration. Governor Wike, while Inaugurating the buildings, charged civil servants in the state to be dedicated to their duties, as his administration will continue to prioritize the welfare of civil servants.
Government is here for you, to give you the best, and you to contribute the best. Work for the people of the state. You have no excuse to give why you are not contributing the best. Take this property as your own personal property.
And I assure you that the civil servants will be more committed, they will be more disciplined, because if much is given, much is expected.
Look at a fantastic building here. Who will know that the civil servants can live in a very cozy and nice environment like this?
The new quarters comprise of 2 blocks of flats of a 3- and 2-story buildings tagged Block A and B. Block A consists of 8 flats of 3-bedroom with 1 service quarter, while Block B consists of 6 flats of 2-bedroom with similar facilities as Block A. In Port Harcourt, Ogedinye, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Port Harcourt. Is back to Elizabeth for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Debabari. Now let's talk religious matters. Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs George Akume has charged religious leaders in the country to promote unity by preaching peace at all times and refrain from comments that could incite their followers. This was when the minister received a delegation of the Christian Association of Nigeria led by its president, Reverend Shukbo Ayokunle, on a courtesy visit in Abuja. Mitari Ikben reports.
It is the role of the church to provide spiritual guidance to the citizenry to complement government's efforts of providing the enabling environment for sustainable development. Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs George Akume told the delegation of the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) that this role of the church cannot be abdicated, emphasizing that national unity must be guarded jealously.
You very well understand the structure of this country. We are a very complex country with a huge diversity. This diversity, if exploited appropriately, can be of immense benefit to all of us in this country.
The CAN president, Reverend Shukbo Ayokunle, who thanked the minister for his support for Christian activities in Nigeria, urged political leaders at all levels in the country to redouble efforts towards emancipating the masses.
The enabling environment to get people to work, young people especially, so that we don't get frustrated, to be the preoccupation of everyone in government now.
The CAN president also enjoined Nigerians not to relent in prayers for security and peace to prevail in the nation. In Abuja, Mitari Ikben, NTA News.
Now to women matters. Towards ensuring total coverage for women in the country and in line with the SDGs Goal 5, the Women Wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria is partnering with the Ministry of Women Affairs to see that women take their rightful positions in the society and religious spheres inclusive. Mamso Debendati has details.
Going by the Sustainable Development Goals 5, which strives for gender equality, different organizations and bodies in Nigeria are beginning to key into the agenda. Even in the religious sphere, the women are not lagging behind, hence the visit by this women wing of CAN. From across 18 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, this umbrella body of all Christian women in Nigeria have converged on Abuja to identify with the ministry in charge of their affairs and map out strengthening partnership and effective actualization of their common goal as women.
Your various valued contributions that you have made in the development of your country in politics, economic growth, and education has earned you this appointment.
The minister, Paulin Talon, assures them that making significant changes in the lives of Nigerian women is top on the agenda.
I want to assure you that it is a new dawn for this ministry. We were at the UN and we did a lot of networking to reach out to gather support, and by the grace of God, you will see changes.
Amen. With this collaboration, Women are sure that attaining SDG 5 is a goal to be realized in no time. Momso Damien Ati, NTA News.
And our each free and improved 2090 Christian pilgrimage is in sight with the recent prompt government approval of welfare services for the pilgrimage this year. This is the thrust of a 3-day orientation program for the medical team organized by the NCPC. Linda Okori tells us more.
Medical care has several important functions other than restoring or maintaining health. Offering a medical welfare services is an investment not only in its future. The Nigerian Christian Pilgrimage Commission maintained that the government has fulfilled its obligations to the citizens. With the theme, Productive Christian Pilgrimage and Effective Health Care for Nigerian Pilgrims, the acting executive secretary says the training is necessary because it affords the federal medical team the opportunity to learn more about the mandates of the commission.
They are to serve as security agents too in the course of their duties. We have urged them to take this work seriously because their selection is based on merit.
This training, I know that I'm supposed to care for the whole man, not just the physical. The spiritual is also important because what we're embarking on is a spiritual journey.
The orientation we had this time around was more robust and more all-encompassing, and it's more eye-opening because there were other areas that were not touched upon then that were dwelt on in this particular orientation course.
65 medical personnel participated in the 2019 NCPC Federal Medical Orientation Program. The team comprises medical doctors, pharmacists, nurses, and laboratory scientists. In Abuja, Linda Okori, NTA News.
Time now to link up with Sadia Umar in Sokoto for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Sadia. Happy Independence Day. Umar in Sokoto for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Sadia.
Hello, Elizabeth. Happy Independence Day to you too. Chairman Senate Committee on Defense Senator Aliu Magatakarda Wamako has expressed optimism that Nigeria will continue to surmount all its challenges and remain one indivisible entity. He made the assertion while speaking to NTA News on Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila reports.
As Nigerians roll out the drums to celebrate the country's 59th independence anniversary, a cross-section of elders in Sokoto State believed that despite challenges, Nigeria has progressed tremendously during the period under review.
And I do believe with this commitment across the sector of this nation, we're sure very soon Nigeria will begin to get to the level we are aspiring to live it for the younger ones who will take up from us, inshallah. What we want, if we want build our country like what happened in some other countries that we grow up together, we have to change our attitude towards doing something good for ourselves.
Despite the country's several milestones, there are challenges that include corruption and insecurity, but some patriots believe that such hiccups are surmountable.
They should bring other strategies to complement what the military, the police, and other security agencies are doing, so that together they can find a solution to the problem.
Nigeria has the capacity to overcome all these little challenges that have come its way well before, and they can also be overcome now. As the grace of God, Nigeria is going to realize tremendous growth in every sphere of human life.
1st October each year is an opportunity for Nigerians to reflect on the sacrifices made by the founding fathers of Nigeria and appreciate the potentials of the country. In Sokoto, Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
The 34th edition of the National Quranic Recitation Competition is expected to be opened on 27th December 2019 in Lagos State. Sheikh Muhammad Detti reports that the hint was dropped when the local organizing committee of the competition visited the report.
The
National Quran Citation Competition is an annual event organized by the Center for Islamic Studies, Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. The 34th edition of the competition is to be hosted by Lagos State Government, local organizing committee of the competition in Lagos State, under the leadership of Professor Bodamasi Tajuddin, was at the palace to intimate the Sultan on the progress so far. Professor Tajuddin described the opportunity as a blessing not only for Lagos State Government, but the entire Muslim community in the state.
This is an excellent opportunity for us to ensure that our younger generation, they acquire technical excellence in the study of the Quran. They read it beautifully well, technically correct, in a way that conforms with international standards.
Sultan Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar challenged the committee to take their work as service to Islam and Muslims. He identified the unity of Muslim Ummah as the best way of strengthening Islam, admonishing Muslims to always see themselves as one family.
It's a unifying program. You have everybody from all the parts of the country coming in for just one purpose. That purpose is Quran.
The competition is being hosted by different states of the Federation each year. In Sokoto, Sheikh Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Sokoto. It's now back to Elizabeth in Abuja.
Thank you so much, Sadiya. Moving on now, in the spirit of the celebration of the nation's 59th independence anniversary, music enthusiasts converged on the Millennium Park in Abuja to commemorate the day through dance and music at the Republic concert. Fun seekers amidst the funfair called for an inclusive government and enabling environment for the youth to thrive. More than 20 performers performed at the concert. They are young and energetic Nigerians giving account of themselves on stage through their pulsating performances, all in the bid to celebrate Nigeria's 59th independence. More than 20 artists performed at the concert this year. The performance rekindled their determination to grow and move the nation's creative industry to a greater pedestal through their arts. As Nigerians bask in the euphoria of the great achievements recorded for the past 59 years, the youngsters are advocating for more enabling platforms to thrive and contribute to the nation's gross domestic product.
Lots of things that can help better the economy and to keep the young Nigerians active. So this is an initiative to support, help and nurture us.
To actually celebrate Nigeria, obviously, not about fighting, but actually contributing to Nigeria positively, not negatively. So we should actually abstain from cybercrime. Yahoo, we should actually stop that.
Fun seekers who were thrilled by electrifying stunts pulled by choreographers had this to say.
Come around, have fun, try to bond, cohesion, and that is what Nigeria is all about.
The show is great. We look forward to a better Nigeria.
The show also featured performances from Flavor, Mayokun, Style Plus, among other Nigerian music acts. For more on the independence celebration, let's join Caleb in our Jos studio for more reports. Hello, Caleb.
Elizabeth, hello and happy independence. As Nigeria marks her 59th independence, citizens from all walks of life have reinforced their pledge to serve the country and defend her unity. Ruth Stephen Hoke, who went round to Jos Metropolis, captured the exciting moments of the celebrations.
Exactly 59 years after independence, Nigeria has gone through many challenges that have helped in shaping the country's developmental strides. This reinforces Nigerians' anthem, both past and present, though tongue and tribe may differ, in brotherhood we stand. the clarion call to serve our fatherland with heart and might. And so, as a nation bound in freedom, peace and unity, the drums were rolled out by a cross-section of Nigerians, including the Christ Embassy, who pray fervently for the sustenance of peace.
Looking back at the years up until now, you realize that there were several nations that didn't probably experience half of what we have experienced in this nation, but they disintegrated.
Reaching out to Nigeria, it's a way for Nigerians themselves to look inwards to what they can give to be a blessing.
These residents are hopeful that there is a bright future for Nigeria and urge leaders to address the challenges being experienced, especially in security. In Jos, Ruth Stephen Hockey, NTA News.
To identify the challenges of women in rural areas, the Support Women Initiative, a pet project of the wife of the Plateau State Governor, has embarked on an assessment tour across the 17 local government areas of the state. The team, which visited Riom local government area, distributed empowerment materials to the women. Elizabeth Tukai Andrew tells us more.
The assessment tour aims at ensuring that the needs of women at the grassroots are identified and contained by the provision of economic and social empowerment. Fertilizer was distributed to the women to enhance dry season irrigation farming in the 17 wards of the local government. Wife of the Plateau State Governor, Regina Lalong, represented by Switch Coordinator John Jinu, said women are expected to form cooperative groups in each electoral ward of the council for easy implementation and distribution of materials.
In her own wisdom, she decided that she would need to promote a bottom-up approach to ensure that the grassroots women are supported in one way or the other.
Chairman Riom Local Government Council Emmanuel Jigu and APC women leader Riom Chalok Gia applauded the First Lady for her humanitarian services and promised to support government to achieve meaningful development in the state.
We are so glad that this government has a passion for the living standard of the people.
The team also paid homage to the Atang of Ganawuri, Daya Kubuchama. In Jos, Elizabeth Kai Andrew, NTA News.
We will rejoin Elizabeth after this break.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Please, did you hear that?
Of course I did. That is village and master tune.
So, Auntie Amebo was not gossiping then?
Village and master is celebrating 50 years.
50? Already? This is not a joke.
It is a national celebration. NTA and Village and Master family are commemorating 50 years.
Hey, Prince, tell me, when is our golden jubilee?
It is from the 8th to 11th of October 2019.
I have to go and get ready. It's time to party.
Women. But we, men, will be there too.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous, whether you do it for fun or for political gains. Real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
When you hear that sound, you know that Nigeria's most authentic newscast is about to begin. NTA Network News, breaking the news for over 40 years.
Thanks for staying with us. Now to sports. Sports enthusiasts celebrate Nigeria at 59 with commendations on sports development. Tamara Ibiwe tells us more on sports updates.
As Nigeria celebrates 59 years of independence,